Hello there, Husky fans. Once again, it's Tyler Hartung here with Kevin Dowd, bringing you another edition of the Husky Highlight Show. We just saw the Huskies defeat Oregon State 87-81, and on Thursday night they beat the Oregon Ducks 80-76, two-game winning streak against those Oregon schools. So add that to the 5-3 conference record. But we got plenty of highlights, so let's get right to them.
Huskies were trailing by 2 at the half, and after being a non-factor early on, Paris Blackwell got it going as the UW kept finding the big man for easy buckets as he finishes off the feed from Wilcox there, and then again on the press break, Mike Anderson finds him for the easy lay-in. All tied up at 38 now. And what would a Husky highlight show be without a few CJ Wilcox clips? Watch as he fakes one way, goes the other, spins, and finds a wide-open Darren Johnson for 3 to give the Dogs a 50-47 lead. Speaking of threes, CJ gets free off the screen here and hits another. Just under 12 minutes to go, Huskies on top 53-49. Things got interesting late in this one as Jonathan Lloyd gets the and one. Might have gotten away with the push-off there, but nonetheless it brings the Ducks to within 2 now. But not to worry, Husky fans, as it's CJ to the rescue, hitting the clutch 3 with 44 seconds on the clock right in Lloyd's face to ice this one for the Huskies. And that's all she wrote. Huskies send the Ducks to their 5th straight loss. Final score, UW 80, Oregon 76. Now on to Oregon State, where Nigel Williams-Goss put on a show at Heck-Ed Pavilion, finishing the floater and absorbing the contact. Much more to see from the freshman phenom in this one. Here he is again, showing off the range with the straightaway deep ball to make the score Oregon State 47, UW 42, 4 minutes into the second half. Williams-Goss had a career day, leading all scorers with 32 points. He liked that last 3 so much, he decided to go for another and gets the same result. Swish! Huskies on top by 5 now. And one more Williams-Goss highlight to wrap this one up as he goes to his left here, draws the foul, and sinks it with less than a minute to play to knock off the Beavers in front of the home crowd. Huskies win this one by a score of 87-81. With the 2 victories, the Dogs find themselves in the thick of the Pac-12 race, currently in 4th place behind number 1 Arizona, Cal, and UCLA with a 5-3 conference record.
All right, so there we have it, defeating the Oregon Ducks on Thursday, Oregon State Beavers right here this afternoon. And so we saw that the Oregon State Beavers, Kevin, they were really keen on CJ Wilcox. You know, he's such a talented scorer. They're doing everything they can to shut him down. They did a good job, but luckily we had a guy named Nigel Williams-Goss on our team today, which was definitely a good thing. Talk about his performance a little bit.
Williams-Goss, by far and away the best performance of his career so far. Finished with 32, had 24 in the second half. I believe his previous season high was 23 or 24, something like that, so he blew it out of the water. And when he was Romar afterwards, the reporters came in and asked, where does that rank in the performances of freshmen you've seen? And Brandon Roy was the only person he came up with who he could think of who had done much better. So that's pretty good company for a true freshman.
That's some good company indeed, but even Williams-Goss didn't have the best first half. In 90 seconds into the second half, Huskies found themselves down 45-33, but 10 minutes later they're up by 11. It was a crazy run. What'd they do so well, Kevin?
As Romar said after the game, it was the same group of 5 guys who was on the floor for that whole run. I think it was Williams-Goss, CJ, Mike Anderson, Sean Kemp, and Paris Blackwell. They just played really well together. They made every time they made the right pass down on offense. They rotated really well on defense. Oregon State's a much longer and more athletic team than the Huskies for the most part. So the Huskies knew they were going to have to work to box them out and get the rebounding advantage, and they did that. Had +7 on the glass today. It was really just one of the better stretches of basketball the Huskies have played all season as a team. Nigel Williams-Goss was shooting the ball all right. That always helps.
So with the 2 victories over the Oregon schools this week, the UW was able to bounce back from the disappointing Bay Area trip, bringing their record to 13-8 and 5-3 in the conference. Kevin, where are they sitting in the conference race right now?
Well, Arizona has kind of established itself as the clear and away front runner, and they could probably rest their 5 best players for the rest of the season and still win the conference.
That's safe to say.
But after that, it's really kind of Cal's up there, obviously, and they beat the Huskies handily last week. But other than that, the Huskies are right there in the mix. Unless I'm very much mistaken here, they're going to be tied for 3rd in the conference coming out of this weekend, which I don't think anyone would have predicted about a month ago. We got a trip to Washington State next weekend. It's a winnable game. Washington State, at Pullman is always a challenge, but not the Cougars' best team. And as CJ was saying after the game, Huskies got a lot of home games. It's a kind of a back-heavy home schedule here, so if they can get a couple wins here on the road in the next couple weeks, they'll be in position to get one of those top 4 seeds and get a bye in the first round of the conference tournament.
All right, guys, so there we have it. Huskies defeat Oregon Ducks as well as the Oregon State Beavers. The next home game isn't until Wednesday, February 12th, 6 p.m. right here against Stanford Cardinal. So we'll see you then. I'm Tyler Hartung here with Kevin Dowd. Thanks for watching.